So if you're there, make a wish, I suppose. Although if you are, then you wouldn't be able to see this because the ads inevitably roll. Either way, welcome. Good evening, good morning, so and so. What have we got on the agenda for today? Absolutely nothing. Once again, I ended up doing tarot last night. I think we were reading too. Were we also reading? That's so crazy. No, maybe it was 2 nights ago. I don't remember. Tonight, nothing on the mind. I did add a couple pages to the book, right? I had talked about how the pen ran out of ink and I was going to go get a pen exactly like it. Why would I do that? Just keep writing, you know? Especially because it was a store brand pen. I would have had to go to one specific store to replace this pen. I ain't going. The one... I was going to tell funny stories, but forget it. So I started writing with a different pen. And I don't think I really like what I wrote. It was very text dense, and it didn't look good. Some of the text dense pages look really nice. This one, I feel like it was anecdotal in a sense, because I had thought of something that I wanted to write down in the book, but I was in the shower. So I was like, oh, I hope I remember that. I think this will be the decision to just use a different pen. Right? Okay, I'll use a different pen. But then by the time I got out, I forgot. By the time I sat down to do it, I couldn't remember. So, yeah. So I got something else. And hopefully whatever the lesson that I wanted in the book was there, gets in there. But as of now, pen ran out of ink. So I talked about it in the pages. Because you can see the difference. And I hate that. That's sort of why I didn't want to do it in the first place. Other things. I put out another new song today. They're just like these little demos because I was explaining this yesterday that my voice doesn't always sound good and I can't always hit like a full range of notes. The estrogen really helps. So I've just been recording like songs that I know pretty well and could just sing on the fly with some music while my voice sounds good enough for singing as I like continuously work on the songs that I'm writing, which I'll be rapping, quite frankly. So I'll worry about those in the next couple weeks. When my voice drops and it's all testosterone, it's like Roman's Revenge, but you know, Illy Milly edition. Okay, we get it. That's cool. So I put out another song. It's a cover because all the Wonder demos are. Here you go. There's a playlist actually on the music tab. I'm setting that. Here goes all my music over there. It's not that much, but it's been fun. I think that's the thing. I've been listening to it more lately, and I'm like, I kind of dig this. Like, there's just something about me or this that I actually do really like. Thank you for the follow, Kayla and Julio. I'm good. How are you? Kind of cute. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm glad you did. Thank you. I hate lurkers that talk mad shit. So, well, there's people watching, but it is nice when people are chatting. Hey, it's been a minute. Let's try to start earlier the past couple days. Yeah, that too. They do. I get a lot of fucking replay views. But we do 420 on the clock, so we're due for a little bong rip. I was gonna say we do hate on lurkers, but we are just due for a bong rip. So no, actually, we're due for some ads. I have to roll the ads, so gotta. Because I have a lot of reasons for that. 444. Oh my god, I'm loving the angel numbers. Thank you. This is okay. So this is like the literal first time I've ever worn this hat. So it's like the day before Mother's Day. I needed something to wear, so I went to this like resale nonprofit place. It's really cool. It's like it's not even a business. It's literally just a nonprofit, and they sell stuff. And I picked up this gorgeous dress. It was like the only dress that was gonna fit me, only dress they had that I could wear for Mother's Day. And I saw this hat. They don't match. They were both red, but they don't match. And I kind of like needed it. Like I needed it. And um, it's been hot, so I haven't been able to wear the hat today. It cooled down a little bit. I was like, I gotta try. And I fucking love it. But because yesterday I was covering the Nico song, and today when I was singing the other one, I was like, yo, Nico, let's do this. I see her like in front of me rather than in me, you know? So I've been really feeling her energy. And when I'm wearing this hat and with the black, I just feel like, yes, it was a pleasure then, you know? Not that I would cover that song. It's like crazy. Um, Crazy in a good way. I love that song. I feel this really like floaty kind of energy about me when I started the stream. It felt like someone was just cheesing maybe. But okay, so 21 and up is because one, I prefer it that way. Two, it should be that way. Three, I kind of chose it that way, right? Um, if you cannot have a drink with me, I don't really have much business with you, right? And when it comes to spirituality, I feel like, you know, a lot of that stuff is involved. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, you know, alcohol, spirits, everything. There's a few exceptions on the stream. If you are going to watch my stream, there's a couple people who are like younger than 21 on here. But I do make more adult, in every category, I make adult type content, adult style content, content intended for adults. And I will never succumb to the belief that teenagers are adults. I don't care what legally happens when they turn 18, because then they're still 19 and you have just justified fucking a teenager. Why? Because you. Okay, right. Because you said it's a legal adult. What makes them an adult? You literally just said teen. Like, what is the distinction between adult and teen if there isn't one? Okay, so that's why I'm 21 and up, because I'm from the US and you can't get into bars to drink until you're 21. And the fact that we invite teenagers into our clubs is quite questionable, in my opinion. So, spirituality, just kind of same vibe for me. But again, if you like just watching the streams, whatever. It's a lot different than just approaching me. I do believe in God. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like 21 and up club. And I do think that the 18, 19, 20-year-olds should be able to club with one another. Like you don't need 40-year-old dudes creeping around the 18 and up clubs. Like you just don't. And anybody who says you do, probably a creep too. We do need to roll these ads. I forgot about that. Okay, we need to roll the ads. Okay, everybody calm down. Let's just work it out. Okay, so yes, I'm here. It's an ad break. What you have an ad blocker or something? My subs don't watch the ads either, but the screen just means like it's an ad break. It's a 3 minutes, so now there's a whole hour uninterrupted ads. Affiliates have to play ads, like I don't have a choice. And if I don't pick when I play them, they'll auto roll them. So I have an hour until they auto roll them. What does it matter? I didn't go anywhere. What the fuck? God, I'm so sick of people. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make such a big deal out of that. Maybe this is why it's a 21 and up club. What the fuck? I just said I had to roll the ads. I didn't go anywhere. I just don't want to talk to anybody. What the fuck is this? God. I've had a long fucking week, man. Okay, are we just like making fun of me today? Is it just gonna be one of those things? I just can't. I don't get. I don't know what I've done. I don't know what I've done. I've done a lot of things actually. You know what? Okay. Um, I kind of done. So Jesus fucking Christ, you gotta go. I think you gotta go. Don't be bringing up the police. What the fuck? Like, what is like? This isn't. This is literally okay. I think. I think you. I think you should go before you get. Um. What? Finish your sentence. What? I don't think. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think this is working for me. Um. Yep. What's happening? What is happening? I don't know what's happening. I deserve a lot of these things. I think that come to me in this way of weirdness. Because I'm weird and I make it weird for everyone that I've ever met. And I like literally don't do it on purpose. It's inevitably going to happen. And then it's like every time I think, no, I can be chill, I'm gonna be normal, I'm cool. Like it's all good. I won't be that person to people. Okay. I am. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. So I'm like, just hold back. They don't need to know all that. Don't even bother. And then it's like, well, fuck it. Let me just poop. You dropped a bomb on me. That's right. And I blew up your whole life. So you're welcome, I guess. Yikes. I don't know. Ovulation, intuition. Probably Berlin. From what I hear, I've never been to fucking Germany. What do you mean? I literally just said I'm a fucking weirdo. What are you talking about? Oh my god, okay. I am friendly, I guess, but I'm barely a girl, man. You better relax. What is bad? You think I'm not bad? Bro, what do you think? I'm a bad bitch, okay? I might be a friendly girl, but I'm a bad bitch. And yeah, I'm really lovely and I have nice tits. Like, what do you want? Like, what the fuck is this? I like that shit, bruh. And the stars spell out your name like a science fiction drama. However that song goes. Scorpio, by the way. I never keep you guessing. No, just go fuck. I cannot talk to. This is why it's 21 and up, so then when I make inappropriate jokes, I don't have to feel weird about it. I think you gotta go, dude. Should I just block this person so we can get back to like Is this like somebody thinks they're being friendly and fun and chatting with me? I am your friend. But you're really annoying and you're missing the point of the stream, right? Like you just kind of making jokes, especially at the expense of other women. Okay. It's great to meet you too. I'm so sorry it's not gonna work out, buddy. It was fun while it didn't. It didn't. It wasn't fun. But I'm. I am real, and I'm really annoying. Well, that's the thing. It's like, yes, I get being really chatty. It's then you gotta shut the fuck up. I know. I know. I am still also annoying though, which is why I have to deal with annoying people. Oh my god, Alpha. I kind of feel like I'm being personally trolled by this one. But that's impressive because you have had an account since 2016. You're imposing as a furry German, so that's very interesting. That it feels like you're mocking me. Yeah, okay. So, let me just cry about this one. Just kidding. Am I or you? I am. There are two wolves inside me. Did you see my meme I made for the solstice? Long train of thought, but the other day was the solstice, summer solstice. Okay, they gotta go. It's over. I was trying to be so nice, and I can't be nice anymore. Um, oh well. Yeah, I did. I blocked and banned. I try. I try. And I get it. I've been that person to people, right? And like, it's, I guess, kind of like, what does one say? And also, I'm not that incessant, despite popular belief. Um, I still am thinking the cinema song, but also thinking about text. And I've been known to do that to people and just send too many text messages. Yeah, because I'm annoying, and I can tell when people get annoyed with me, and then I'm like, well, fuck, I can't stop. I can't stop being annoying, but I can tell that someone's annoyed with me. So I guess saying it out loud, it seems like it would help. It doesn't. It doesn't help. It just is like a perpetual annoyance in like a big deep circle, or pit or grave or whatever. Kind of sucks. Um, Especially because if you get no feedback, you don't even realize it's happening until it's over, until it's too late, until it's done, right? But that's why I try to get feedback. Hey, you're being annoying. You're kind of being distracting, blah, blah, blah. Instead of just not saying anything and ignoring them and saying, you know what, now I'm going to ban you. And they're like, what? For why? It's like, no, you know why. It's because I told you you're distracting and I want to change the subject. And so then you ban and block. What are you going to do? First, you got to explain yourself, right? That's how I see it. That's how I feel. Cheers, though. And I am self aware enough to know that I've been way worse and more harassing than like a random troll on my internet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not stupid. I know, I remember the PMDD days before I, right? Before I knew what it was. Like, those times were crazy. Oh my good God. How much you want to fucking bet this is them? The XD is a total dead giveaway. Like, what the fuck? What? I don't feel bad for trolls. But this is the thing. I've acted like I said, similarly when I wasn't trying to troll anybody, but just like wasn't feeling like me. Like wasn't feeling good. Wasn't feeling, like feeling PMDD and feeling unbridled rage and feeling like I can't control my hormones, but not knowing it was my hormones and feeling like I want to die and not knowing how to reach out and feeling like everyone's out to get me and being paranoid. All symptoms of PMDD all gave me really rational behaviors and irrational fears because now I can't unconnect from this idea that I'm going to hurt people or they're going to hurt me because it's usually in response to one another, right? So it's very hard. It's not even like, would you say that's not even abandonment issues, but attachment issues, right? Because it's like, wow, I can't be attached to anything without being very nervous about it or think it's going to cause some kind of pain, right? But okay, so before I understood the PMDD and could temper with that rage and really had control over it, I would act way worse than this. And so when I say, oh my God, what have I done to deserve this? I fucking know full well what I've done. Every time I sent 40 text messages in a row. And it's like we've all done it, but not everyone has, you know? We all get caught up. But again, a lot of the people you know that walk around with wombs are on birth control. So to say that I am somehow crazier than anyone else or somehow even more irrational or somehow more, ridiculous, it's actually just I'm more natural, bitch. I'm more natural. I'm not on extra hormones. I'm not like fucking like, okay, I don't feel bad for multiple texts. I'll send multiple texts. Sometimes you're busy, you're just like getting thoughts out of your head, you're talking to your friends, like that's fine. I have angrily been like, you know what? I'm annoyed, so let me annoy you by nonstop texting you so that your phone just goes ding 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 ding. Not everyone's been there. It's like a certain level of petty. I don't go there anymore because this is a perfect live example of why I do my best to restrain myself from behaving certain ways or acting that way is because I still feel the karmic effects of it. Like 10, 12 years later, okay, where it's just like, sure. I did act like that once. I was worse than the trolls. Yeah, like if you piss me off, I'd be like, I'm gonna piss you off bad. And it's like half the time I was only pissed off because of the PMDD, so it's not even fair to be fully, angry at somebody in that state of being, but not knowing I was in that state is what kept me so fixated on the hate and the pettiness and the grudging. So now that I know, it's like, okay, I can take a step back and like settle down. Okay, what is with all the accounts lately? Oh, it's you. No, I'm sorry, sweetie, I can't. Jesus Christ, it's got the same icon. They have the same. Okay. Anyway, so I've had to learn like me enacting pettiness or being petty is like, yeah, they were. I blocked and banned them already. Me being petty will cause me to, So if I say stuff, it's not out of pettiness, spite, or anger anymore. If I like say too much, it's just random thoughts in my head. They're not really coming from any certain place other than, maybe my heart. Sometimes I do have a wicked tongue, but a lot of times you have to really be pushing my buttons or deserve it for me to lash out and to get angry about something. You've got to have some serious neglect because I can handle a lot and have patience for everything. So it's just like there's a certain level of not you had it coming, but you will kind of see how you are treating me based on my reacting, right? So I'm better at knowing that now, whereas before I was just like, I don't know why I feel like this, but it must be your fault, right? No, PMDD, for sure, PMDD. I know that now. So when I can take that out of the equation, I can say, okay, how much of this is your fault? How much of this is my fault? How much of this I can chalk up to the symptoms? Because it's all pretty much always a three-way split. It's always a three-way split. It's always partially my interpretation, partially the other person's interpretation, partially the fact that I have symptoms. Yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Not much. How about you? I want to, yeah. It's getting better. Like my symptoms were kind of like not completely disappeared, but almost disappeared for the past couple months, and it's starting to kind of wear down. Where it's like the routine medicines that I was using, it's like everything else doesn't like consistently work month after month after month. I hear you coming in. You're trying to be quieter this tonight, because you always make such a loud announcement with the ringing in the ear every time you come on my stream. So this time I'm saying yes, it's quieter, but I hear you still. I feel it more than hear it. Yeah. Cheers. I don't think it was you. I think it was somebody who had just joined the stream. This weed is tasty right now. So, kind of got quiet. Number 4 left again. Well, I just don't know. I kind of don't know. Well, yeah, I don't mean to make this all about my PMDD, but I guess it's very real to me. Because I do feel that, like, post-period bliss, but then it's followed by this, like, bout of anxiety and, like, hardness. This, like, really scrutinizing, like, you're not good enough energy coming from within me and towards me. And it could be, like, due to, past people implicing that on me. But it's also my body and brain dysfunctionally telling me, you need to get pregnant immediately, or we are going to be disappointed in you and life and everything. We'll probably want to kill ourselves. You got it? So go out there and get some dick. Don't do it for anything but compatibility in the most physical way possible. Like, it's crazy stuff. Like, okay, can we just not do that, though? Can we, like, pretty much literally avoid doing that, though? Like, what the fuck? So instead no, I don't. I, like, never did. But I was so, I don't know. When you're really sexually compatible with someone, you'll know it. And so I think when I came across a person that I'm sorry, I said sexually compatible. If you're very sexually compatible with someone, you're very genetically compatible with them. If they smell good, if they look good, they fit good, like, it's your, genetics being, right? That's why if you, like, don't really vibe with somebody and you don't like this natural smell of them or the things like that, they're probably just not genetically compatible with you. So I think when you put a genetically compatible man in front of me, I'm like, that I could have a baby with, because otherwise I know it's like, the genes, they're not good here. This is not a good match. But when there is a good match, I'm like, oh, I could consider that. And then it's like, do I really want to consider that, though? Because I have this, like, staunch stance against no children. But I wonder if that's why. Is because I'm picky in that way of even, inside within my whole bloodline, right? Or I'm so in tune with my body and my hormones, and because they control so much of my life, right? I know that it would have to be a great sacrifice. It would have to be completely worthy. Yeah. Listen, I'm not all the way picky. I'm just saying, when it comes to things like that extreme, it's not like I'm not gonna date anybody that I'm not, like, totally gonna completely have, like, a fucking whatever with, but I'm just saying. Jesus, what is happening? Okay. Just kidding. Thank you for the follows. Sorry. Yeah, no, it was overwhelming. I don't know why I got overwhelmed. Please tell me this is not the same kid. What the fuck, dude? Please don't be the same kid. I'm so sorry. I kind of, like, can't. Like, the little emo is really cute, and I know I was kind of mean at first, but if this is the kid, okay, good. Thank fuck. Okay, listen. There was some kid on here. I had to ban 2 of their fucking screen names already, man. Tell me this isn't the kid. I don't think it is. They're like, why is it 21 and up? And then was like, like, that's why. Like, okay, thank you. Cute. Waiting. Hey, everybody. 777. You can't see it on screen, but I saw 7 viewers, and now it's back to 5 again. So, good day, mate. You know, maybe not. Um, hey Dom, can I call you Dommy? No, because you're probably not really very dominant, right? No, but with the rhyme is funny, right? Okay, let's be quiet. Hey everyone. No, I don't think I want. Um, listen, what's up? It's just been like that's so cute. How do I even know? I just Y'all, it's the craziest stream tonight already, and I don't know why, but it's just because it's like the first week of Cancer season. All the Gemini stuff is like phasing out, but not completely gone, and it's like the Cancer energy is taking over. So like our emotions are running the chaos now, and I said it. Dom, don't fucking come at Momo quoting me, okay? Um, listen, Dom rocks, okay? So, sorry, guys. What is this giggling energy, dude? I don't even know. Okay, so I'm hearing like nobody hates you and you're all right. Okay. Um yeah, because I do know myself and I am self-aware. I'm not just making this shit up and being like, "Oh, okay, blah 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 blah." That's what I'm saying. I can't deal either. Like somebody else can't deal, and it's like it's not that much to deal with. It's just like you gotta know what to deal with, I guess. Or how to deal. I can't either. I'm literally like getting like Green Day vibes. Okay. No, no, no. Wait a second. Reconciliation for what? No, because there isn't one. Like, what do we? What do you mean reconciliation for what? Are you the kid or not? I don't know. What's happening? What's happening? Then what do you mean you a gift of reconciliation? So you go by Tem. I do like to ask. No, but that's not gonna reset the energy. That's gonna get us further into giggle mode. I think I only have really bad jokes. Oh. No. Hey, that XD, you're on thin fucking ice, bro. If you, for 1 second. No, listen. You just came here right after some kid was acting like, not like this. It was way worse. But okay, tell your joke. Tell your joke. Oh my god. Probably something about the way you peel it or the way it makes you cry or something. Oh, the baker. um, an onion doesn't cry when it makes you cry. Okay, that was too much. I literally said that I only have horrible jokes, and then you fucking, god damn it, tell a dead baby joke. Yeah, we can't just be tell. How old are you? We gotta have. Wait, those never went out of style. Jesus fuck. There was so many terrible dead baby jokes in my childhood. It's ridiculous. I'm not repeating any of them on stream. We're shutting that down. I was gonna make a well. What I was about to say was not any more appropriate. Okay. So yeah, jokes not it. Yeah, just not it. You know the blender. I can't. I don't even. I'm pinning them to the. Never mind. Never mind. Let's not even go there. Right? Yeah. 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 No. 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 Right. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's strange, isn't it? Because you feel sadistic and insane, but you also like love it and in a way are being the masochist, and that's why you're just like, fuck me, dude. Cool, cool, cool. For whatever that was for, whoever that was for. You can't talk to her anymore. um Cheers. Is it hilarious how some streams the Wi-Fi is literally fine for like 4 hours? There was one night I'm pretty sure I streamed for like 6 hours in one video, maybe not, maybe it was two. Um, but then sometimes like I'll do a 2 hour stream and it'll be 3 videos, and it's like forget it because it gets so weird. Yeah, it's like that's how we know maybe if there's too many trolls or if the message isn't meant to be on stream. If you're ever getting a message from me and the stream cuts out, you should buy a reading. That's what I'm saying. Like straight up, there's some. If God is like, don't put this on the internet, go get one. Okay, so if you've ever watched my stream and it cut off, get yourself a tarot reading. You can go to the Mystical page on my website. I really gotta update it. I never quite figured out why the click through pages don't work. I know my website looks way better on a desktop than a mobile app, which kind of sucks because I think most people are looking at it on a mobile, so it just looks like my website looks like shit, which is fine because I still promote it and I don't really have the patience for it. Um, Thanks, it's much appreciated. Um, I have a new song up there if you haven't already seen it or heard it. Kind of fun though. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Um, the new one is very experimental. That's why I called it the existential freak version. Because I was like, you know what? I love this song, but there's enough covers of it. I don't need to do another like basic run. And if I'm gonna cheat and use music and not actually fucking build a song, then fuck it. I might as well go off. And I just was like, woo! It's okay. See, bringing it up, like, no one really gave a fuck. Why would you just even bring it up? Okay, cool. I mean, once again, been there. Been so depressed where I'm like, I know that my face is showing the depression. So it's like, I'm sorry that the iron is leaving my body. And this side of my face is drooping. And this one is trying to hold up the world with a smile. I know it's awkward and makes people uncomfortable. And they're like, no, it's fine. But it's like, yeah, well, force it out, okay? Um, I only apologize for things that I'm actually sorry for and willing to or working on changing, period. I can't guarantee every time that I say I'm sorry for something that I'll never do it again because it's like, oh shit, I didn't even realize I was doing it. So now I have to break the habit of doing it at all. And they say, progress isn't linear for whatever reason. As God throwing in challenges like Odysseus or Hercules or whoever the fuck you want to be. And there is a certain kind of shining. Maybe you like the movie The Shining. So maybe a song. Shining, you know, around you. I know a Beatles song that doesn't exist. Do you not like your boss? So there was this. Oh no! Well, I hope she keeps. Maybe she'll just cut her hair. Maybe she one day comes in with a drastic haircut. You'll be like premonition moment. Ah! I love when that happens. I've not been sleeping. Okay, the craziest thing is I think people have stress dreams, right? And like I've always been a big lucid dreamer, and I am kind of notorious for my long and deep sleeps and my very intense, realistic dreams that I remember and may haunt me for like hours, if not days or years. Um, um, I'm just not a calm person, but I am because I also like that's the thing, man. You know what is funny? When I'm alone, I sit very still, very calmly, even if I'm working on something. I'll just like very still. Um, if I'm doing music, of course I move a bit more. And like writing, you would think you wouldn't move much. Sometimes I get into it and feel like Hunter S. Thompson, right? But a lot of times I'm sitting very still and very quiet, just like kept myself like wrapped up and tightly or whatever. But at the same time, I feel like when I come around other people, my energy, I didn't really think of this, is probably a reflection of 44444, their inner energy. Because it's like, okay, so when I'm alone, I might have my hormones, I might have my feelings, I might have this and that. But I sit with my emotions to process them and work through them. So it doesn't really hold me up too much. I think there is something very much about being able to be connected to someone or be on someone's mind, and reading minds or psychic, whatever people want to call it, supernatural shit that I do. So what if it's supernatural? Like, I don't know. It's like, if that's an insult from you, then it's an insult to you, right? I'm super casual about my emotions and it pisses people off. I'll feel the same intensity, like, for something, and then feel the same intensity for the opposite of it, and then feel nothing for either one of it because you just have to kind of move through it, no matter what you want, you know? Yeah, I'm going to choose love every day of the week. I'm going to want the love and the thing. But if I have to experience heartbreak, I can't dwell in that either, right? So there's got to be a space where you can kind of work through them. Um, oh, I don't have one. So my roommate works at Jimmy John's. I got called out by a friend of mine the other day. She noticed I ate a lot of Jimmy John's. She's like, "Oh, you and your Jimmy John's." I'm like, "Bro, no." So my roommate just kind of like makes stuff, brings it home. Today was like some kind of bacon thing. It was it was so good. Um, Pickles, hot peppers, everything. It was amazing. So I feel like I got a lot on my mind. This is so weird, right? Probably something similar. Listen, oh my god. I don't want to say. What's on my mind is that somebody watching is on my mind. It feels like it's hard to tell because then I get gaslit into realities that don't exist or me questioning this one, right? Okay. So that sucks for me because I'm like, wait, why am I getting all these downloads now when I've been wondering this all day for myself? Like, okay, let me just detach from this, learn my lesson, get what I need to. Now all of a sudden I'm getting all these downloads about it, and I'm like, that's interesting. Must be you. Oh god. People are so scared of what I do, scared of me, and I get why. I get why. Oh my god, but I can't help it, right? No, 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 it's not that. It's not that. I haven't. I feel like Mikey popped up the other night, but it was brief. Um, but okay, so let's go back to the petty thing. So I used to be someone who would just be like 40 text messages, call you 70 times just to blow up you, just to piss you off, just to break your fucking phone. Back in the day, you could literally heat up somebody's phone so much doing that. So it was like a very petty move, right? Okay, no, no, no. That's kind of not at all what that was for me. Maybe they're here, but I don't know. So kind of a petty move, right? Physically, I'm trying to think of the worst thing I ever did to somebody. Like besides like physically, like getting physical with someone. Although it's very rare that that's been in my relationships. Although not, a, you know what I'm saying. Um, not a completely. When you say completely valid. Um, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. Um, where okay, so I've had incidences of like encountering violence with people, right? Like getting mad about something or whatever. Um, but it's not intrinsic to my. Yeah, I guess so. Thurston or whoever the fuck you are. You were from the other night when I was talking about Thurston Moore, Kim Gordon, and you're like, damn, that's sounds relevant because then I started talking about this, that, and the other with you, and da da da. You said this and that. You're an Aries or something. Um, okay, because the PMDD once again, it's notoriously known for having that like violent reaction and the self harm and the suicidal thoughts and the ideations and the lashing out. Like it was. Oh man, it's sad how far I've come. Is sad because I still didn't go far enough to get what I want in life and to be accepted by other people or society again. Like I'm still not integrated back into society, as it turns out. Still not integrated fully into being a functional person because I still deal with PMDD and I'm not perfect and it is what it is, you know what I mean? So I can't do anything else except keep doing what I'm doing and try my fucking best. Because it seems like no matter what I do, I'll never be forgiven, right? So aside from that, the worst thing I think I did to someone was throw like a piece of like a glass container this big at their car. I've broken some of my own stuff. Again, the PMDD, but I've never like lit anything on fire or like thrown anybody's stuff out or kind of like done anything so reactive in that way. It's usually just a quick defense mechanism for me. I don't carry on unless somebody carries back with me, right? Oh, you probably have fallen, right? Yeah. So I like to think that some of our fears, right, with the irrational fears, that's why I brought this up. I was like, why am I even talking about this? So my irrational fears are like, um, you know, never being forgiven, right? I just said that, where I feel like I never will be. But then I also see that me having an impulsive, uncontrolled moment, right? It's like Jessica Hamby, okay? True Blood, baby vampires, if you will, where they're like learning how to control their impulses and they can't, and when they can't, they kill people. So like if I can't, I hurt people. Um, so it's this irrational fear that it'll never get better and that I'll never be forgiven and I'll never stop doing it. And even though I actively try to manifest this reality in which I am healed and I can control it and I am better and I do integrate myself back into society eventually. But as of now, it's like nothing's truly really working. And I get a few good months. And even this now month where I'm like, I see a few bumps in the road here. It's nothing compared to like the complete total nuclear fallouts that I've had in past procedures of the PNDD. You know, it's definitely way more under control, and the medicine at this point is still working. It's just not as effective. Okay, right, yes, because we're going from like the chaotic fake confidence of Gemini to the honest no confidence of Cancer, right? Like, and I'm not saying every Cancer has zero confidence, but if a Cancer doesn't feel confident, they're going to just say that. There is no fake it till you make it. They're like, if I don't got it, I'm not gonna say I got it. I'm so sorry. Like, what? No. Okay, but Gemini's like, fuck it. I don't even need it. I'll just say I got it. It doesn't even matter if I get it, you know? Like, total opposite. So you go through this transition of like, we've been talking mad shit, we've been fucking feeling ourselves, we've been da 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 da, and then we go into like, oh, wait, do I? Is I with that? Da 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 da. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, because it's a lot to take on. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to commit to. It's a lot to fucking be you. It's a lot to be me. It's a lot to be you. It's a lot to be everybody. What are you gonna do? You're like, oh, cool. You have two things to contemplate. There are two factors. Could be two people, or there's two things going on in your life that are preventing you from focusing on what's in front of you and what you need to do and what you want to do and why you are stopping yourself from doing it in a sense. Yeah. And I got through that initial one. Yeah, cheers. Cheers. Thinking about the human body too. You know, I think 7 viewers. Hello. We've walked in an interesting part of this night conversation. Because I was just thinking about how, in the path of healing, and how we're talking about healing, and how, you know, everybody's going to be wherever they're at, and you're going to meet people whatever you need them for, you know? Whether it's a cool experience or a near death experience, or just kind of an experience at all, you know? You gotta get what you get out of it, no matter how hard it is to let go. Um, but when it comes to the succeeding and being healed, I've come to surpass that initial point of recognizing that it needs to happen, right? Because that is very hard. It's like, if I have to admit that I'm wrong, if I have to admit that I haven't been living very well, if I have to admit that I don't know what love is, if I have to admit that I don't take care of myself, then I have to admit that I've gotten away with it and other people also didn't. That's kind of the shittiest part is you're like, okay, wait a second, what? Who the fuck was in my life who was letting me treat myself like this? Who was letting me get away with this? Who was letting me do these things. Because, like, that can't be love to me. What the fuck? People who didn't care for my well-being, people who thought that was acceptable behavior, people who saw me in this way and didn't stop me or say, hey, this might be, like, negative behavior, man. What the fuck? You're self-sabotaging. Oh, yeah, I guess I am. Wait, why has no one noticed? Because you find that the more you're hurting, the more you attract other hurt people or people who like to hurt people, right? And they're going to act like your best friends and biggest supporters and number one fans. Because of course they are. But then they actually just want to make sure that you don't go anywhere, that you don't get any further, that you don't heal, that you don't move without them. Right? And so your first part of healing is like, okay, I was hurt, but now I'm choosing to feel better. Now I can see the hurt in others. But I can also see what was hurting me. Oh no. Some of these people hurt. And some of these people are hurting. Some of these people are hurting me. What do you do? What do you do? Because you're like, man, I don't want to face that. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to see people for who they are, where they're at. Why not? Why wouldn't you want to? You'd improve your life so much, so fast if you could say, I don't think this is really a match. I don't think this is really where I'm at. I don't think this is really what I want. Because your life accelerates when you choose to say, hey, God, I hear you. I get the message loud and clear. Because otherwise, the alternative, what's the alternative? You want to know about the timeline shit because you're like, how could you know when and where and how something would happen and blah, 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 blah. Because, yeah, there is a part of me that's starting to think that I can. And I don't want to unpack that because Donnie Darko, blah, 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 Grandma Death had that nickname for way too long, man. Yeah, okay. Ugh, hurts my brain. Girl who gave it to me, I don't think she even saw Donnie Darko. She was just like, you're like a grandma, but you're also like death, so you're just like Grandma Death to me. And I'm like, that's literally Donnie Darko. You've not seen it. She's like, what the fuck? Like, she's kind of a normie, you know? It's okay. But, how to deal with it, how to temper with it, is to try to turn it off or whatever, negotiate. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, let's talk. You're right. We're talking timelines. Oh, somebody's crying. Okay, maybe crying from laughter, crying because it's emotional. I don't know. Just crying. Maybe it's all a joke to you, but I'd be careful. Oh, I'd be careful joking with me. 'Cause here's the thing, if me sending some petty text messages in 2011 has procured for me some trolls on my stream in 2023, then you can imagine how much I sit back and do nothing. As much as you want to think I do magic and think I cast spells and think I got time for other people, I don't, because guess what? My consequences are way too great to waste my time on anything that isn't already on my plate. Okay, so if a bitch is gonna come sideways, take my fucking everything, try to do this and that, of course I'm gonna have something to say, but I am given that grace, yes? If you come to me and you have a timeline that's already restricted, okay, because of what you do or the resolve you have to life itself, or because of your own actions, hello, I am here on behalf of the Reaper. I'm your first warning. Can you deal with my scorning? No. Oh, you didn't hear me. Send the next one. And it's not going to be some human girl next one. It's going to be a flash of a hood and a scythe. And you're going to say, oh my God, what was that? Right? Your timeline depends on you healing. It depends on you healing. That's the whole thing. You have a timeline regardless of who I am. If I'm trying to make it easier for you, embrace that. If I'm trying to help you, give you secrets, drop knowledge, teach you resolve, then take it. Take the lesson. Take the God. Take the fucking whatever in front of you. Shaman La. Okay? Because how else are you going to fix it and get yourself out of it? Because if you stay in this whole mindset of bliss and peace and I don't have to change and I don't need to be anything or compromise anyone, I'm independent and I'm myself and I'm stubborn, that's cool. However, it's your own life on the line, not anybody else's, right? Okay. You teach me rigidness, I teach you flexibility. That's the way it is. That's on everything. That's why a lot of people who watch my stream are very opposite to me. That's why a lot of my lovers even have been the same way. And friends, right? To my dismay, because then I eventually am like, why do I feel like such a fucking estranged weirdo? It's like, oh, because I don't know anyone like me, do I? No. But then if I'm friends with people who do what I do, still not really like them either. Oh, it's weird because then I just instantly become competition and it's like, for what? Are we competing? I am just trying to exist and make money because you told me I need the money. I don't even care to make it. What the fuck? I'm just making stuff all the time. Why? To what end? Just because it's divinely guided. Because God said sing, and I said yes. That does feel good for me. Oh, okay. Please, my pleasure is pain. Goddamned poetry, isn't it? Yeah, just speaking. So you can imagine that trying to talk to me personally, it's difficult. Texting me, calling me, whatever. It's not always like this because this is sort of presenting. It's like my Scorpio rising. But it's also that people say they want to get to know me. So I said, me? Okay. And the real me is this like geeked out weirdo who's super into stuff like I don't know, The Flaming Lips and American Horror Story and I don't know, goddamn glitter and stuff, right? Okay, I want to heal society along with myself is the thing. I used to want to get off grid and now I realize the work is right here in front of people. I want to be the spirit that guides them and I want to be the person that inspires them and I want to get up there and say, "Hey, I'm here. I made it and I have arrived and I can do this, right? Because I'd like to get the microphone and the thing going with the music. Of course I want that. That's like, of course, yes, still a goal if I were to I am making music now, so like who wouldn't want that? No, I've never played a show and never even want to because I have stage fright all the time. But I think with the right group of people, it would just be fine for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Um, but that's just, it feels divine. So I've been trying to be guided. We still have 6 minutes until I have to roll ads. I didn't mean to ignore your astrology question. I want to go back to that and just say I'm not an astrologer and I don't know that you really asked anything. So you can ask it, but there's no guarantee I'll be able to answer it. By the way, I just was on a tangent. I was just answering a few questions because people were very curious about me and who I am and what I do. Yeah. So you come to me and you're like, oh, who is Lolly? It's not exactly a secret. It's in my email address, Lolly Page. Lolly the Page Master. It's on my website and everything. So who is this? And well, that's some nerdy kid who grew up and just kind of did whatever the fuck they wanted because at some point they took acid where they were probably like way too young. It just became like that, and never changed, right? No matter how much they grew up, no matter how much they evolved, no matter how much, you know. So that's me, right? And so I'm very, very strange person. I talk a lot. I get really into stuff. I feel super passionately about it. I got a good, great taste, but very odd. A little bit avant-garde. I'm like, oh, Laurie Anderson, that makes my mind numb, and it's like, what the fuck is this? Okay, for other people, right? So then I make my own music. I'm like, yeah, this fits the bill of everything I listen to. I love that. And then it's like other people that don't get it are like, okay, I guess. Which is great for me because I don't know anybody who's actually into it. Know a bunch of people who aren't into it, and that I love for myself because it's endlessly hilarious. But it's kind of like the whole thing is, because you're healing, the more you can help other people in their healing. And yeah, I don't know anything about houses, so I don't even really look too deeply into astrology. I like knowing because it's cute and fun for me. But that's about it. I don't go too in depth when it comes to partnership. I start to learn over the course of a relationship what parts are compatible in the chart, and then kind of see how you need to focus on or work with the other parts of the chart. Okay. So So the Lolly Page is some nerdy chick who's a writer and a freelance artist and works in a crystal shop and is geeky about stuff that is a little off the beaten path and very much not of the mainstream, unless, of course, it's Barbie. Yeah, very excitable, very much fun, wants to do stuff, wants to go on adventures, wants to play, wants to jump around, wants to climb on things. Is that childish energy? Maybe. I keep my inner child alive because it keeps me very youthful, right? I don't need to sacrifice fucking babies. I have youth within me. The fountain of youth is within. If you want to stay young, you must be young, and vice versa. Yes? Duh. So I'm not some kind of, no. What the fuck? People think I'm way crazier than I am. Because yeah, there's no need for any of that stuff. I cry so much too. I think that helps. But it's just one of those things. When you come for Illuminati mistakes, yes, very different energy, very much more fun, playful, not disregarded, but a little more got the boundary up rather than being my vulnerable side, being the playful, adorable, geeky, childlike wonder, right? Where this is the more sexy, thrilling, fun, psychic energy, what the fuck, kind of creepy, mystifying, right? And in between them sits the wallflower, contemplative, studious person that I've always been in the back. If I was going for a walk, if I was in the crowd, if I had a choice in seating, always in the back. Okay. Even if I'm eating, gangster booth, give me that middle spot. Please. Thank you. Okay. Ah, bad bitch. Ah, bad bitch. Oh my god, okay. Chill out. So in between them is shaman law. And if you come to me, you say, hey, who's Lolly? And I'll show you Lolly. If you come to me and say, hey, it's Illy, then I'll show you Illy. If you come to me and say, hey, shaman law. Oh, I'm gonna get right down to business. That's the one. That's the one you need to call out. That's the one that has the call. They're all very different, and I have so many hats for a reason. Because they all require a part of me and they all serve their purpose. Because we are all multidimensional beings, but we are also multifaceted beings, and I like to represent all of that. Yes? In everything that I do and am. I'm going through massive recovery from many changes and physical damages and financial damages over the past few years. Everyone else collected unemployment during COVID. I did not. I was unemployed because of my injuries. And 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds coming up right here. Nobody would give me the disability for my physical injuries because they wanted me to have disability for my mental stability. And I said no, because they wanted to attribute my mental instability to schizophrenia, bipolar, psychosis, whatever. When in reality, I fucking damn well knew it was PMDD, but PMDD would require too much of their energy, so they wouldn't give it to me. So I did not collect anything during COVID, and it did put me back very, very far. But the injuries I sustained right before that also kind of took the toll of not being able to go back to work when everybody else did either. So, cool. And then I got so deep into this. What choice do I have? I'm very busy now. So, that's in case someone was wondering about that. I don't know why I'm sharing all this on stream instead of sharing it with you, but okay, let's go. We gotta roll the ads. I went overtime. Okay. Oh, it's giving a little bit Willy Wonka vibes at this angle, right? Because, like, I keep moving and talking, and so it just slides to the back of my head more, whereas earlier I felt like a fashion icon in Paris, like Nico, where I was like, it was a pleasure then. But now I'm like fucking Willy Wonka on the beach with Jimmy Buffett, just being like, wasted away. I can read this. Um, yeah, I'm Catholic, so That's what I meant by that. Because they were like, yo. I started Catholic school at the Montessori when I was 3 years old. And so every kind of like image of Jesus on a cross had like a stab wound in it and blood dripping in his head with a crown of thorns. And he's hanging there, nails in the cross. And they said, pray to him. Okay. So I just assumed everybody heard him talk back. Because then if you listen to the stories, that's also what Jesus did when he talked to God. And he brought Lazarus back from the dead. And then he brought himself back from the dead, which is why I question if Jesus is actually just like a trans woman or whatever the fuck. Well, maybe trans man. Maybe, yeah. That's why we don't talk about Jesus' youth so much. He was scrutinized for his gender, probably because he was going to go undergo surgery, and yeah, probably could be just story of an iconic trans person, and like the Christians don't even know it. Yeah, because he was like selling drugs, slinging dick. That's Jesus for you, baby. Read the Bible again. You'd be like, oh, fuck, I kind of see what she's saying. Or, oh, I've never read the Bible. Maybe that shit is gay. Guy convinces 12 dudes to leave their jobs and wives to follow him around, but it's not gay, bro. Yeah, it is. The fuck else is it? If it's not gay, you like just prioritize all the men in your life. You're like, please, forget these women. Forget these jobs as fishermen. Come be with me, you radical men. Because like 6 of them were like straight up nationalists who were against the state. Which is like, hell yeah, Jesus was fucking with some pretty cool fucking dudes. The other half were just like guys who were like, hey man, I kind of miss my wife. What the fuck is this shit? The other 6 were like, burn it down. Like, okay. Cool. That's Jesus, though. That's y'all's story. That's your Bible. So when you say Jesus must have been packing, dude, like he was slinging fucking dick, bro. Yeah, and he was like ripped up on the cross. No, come on. Why does he look so good up there? Why does he just look gorgeous all the time in every portrait of him? Right. Listen. Yeah, and I think so too. But that doesn't mean he's not like a trans man anyway. So she was like, I'm down with the queer anything, okay? Because they also like changed the dialect of man beyond that point of Magdalene, because to be the whore was to be the scribe or like secretary, right? But then over time, anything that women did became derogatory, and it became a derogatory way to explain that they have a different sex than men do, which is kind of a ridiculous thing to be judging somebody by, but whore became what it is now, right? Exactly what I'm referring to is the Scrolls of Magdalene. She wrote them because that was her job, and that's why she was the whore of Babylon. Okay? Know your linguistics. That's why we try not to say alien as much anymore, because it does just mean slave in Latin. I looked up. It's funny. So the other night I was saying something, and somebody said something about it because it sounded like something else. It's like an inside joke we have on stream. And then today I looked something up, the meaning of something, and it was the word that I was saying on stream. I think the last time I streamed or 2 nights ago. I don't know. I was saying it a lot. And then lo and behold, today I'm like, yeah, that's why. Okay. Oh my god. Shaman La is the one that you probably need, but you ask for Lolly because she's a cutie, but then it's like she's crazy. And it's like, well, I'm not crazy, I'm just probably autistic, and then you don't know how to deal with it because you don't really understand what it entails, except that it's a lot of fun and kind of cool to be somebody's special interest until it's not. That's right. So Illuminati Mistakes, also cool, but pretty wild, kind of intimidating, kind of got a lot going on, kind of big energy, kind of like, oh, for sure, we're not even doing anything spiritual. People just getting to know me on here because, I don't know, I'm like getting grilled or interviewed or whatever. I absolutely love you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for always keeping me company when you are. And, girl, don't ask me for the detail tomorrow. Okay. Mwah. Love you so much. All of you, by the way. Thank you. Um, the chatters are leaving, the lurkers are winning. The lurkers are winning because I actually care. Like, because I care too. I think that's why. Yes, it's creepy. Oh my god, I am so creepy. I get that it's so creepy. What I do is so creepy. Yeah, I'm not gonna say much, but yes, that's so funny. It's hilarious. It's just a funny whole energy is pretty funny, right? Two. Um, isn't that funny? So the Catholicism came up not because of gay energy, but because of somebody asked me about talking to dead people when I was a child, and yeah, once again, it was just normal to see Jesus, the dead version of Jesus, on a cross, and being told over and over again to pray to him, and this version of him, like he's dead, he's dead. Talk to the dead guy, like yep, been doing that since day fucking one. I went to Catholic preschool, so it's like, and I went to preschool for an extra year because I was very fucking smart, even from the very start. Yeah, and it's like, oh god, one of those. Um, thank you. You don't have to, but it's very much getting to know me tonight. Like this is a very getting to know me kind of night. Um, totally get that. But yeah, the subconscious, you still want to be in class, and then maybe I'll have some cool dreams about it, and like yes. Why does my throat feel like something? That's what people say, but no. Like, okay, he was like as I don't know. I would say he's as much of a monk as I am. Because, like we just discussed, what was he actually up to? He was kind of a radical and a nationalist, right? Like, he was hanging out with other nationalists. I should probably stop saying that word on stream, honestly. We need to come up with a better word for it. What do we call them? Dick slingers instead? Can we not go with dick slingers? Yeah, bet. We will not call the disciples dick slingers. We'll say 50% of the disciples. So he was rocking with 50% of the disciples. We all know what that means now, right? And flipping tables, okay? And performing miracles and coming at people fucking sideways for the things they did and hanging out with whores and basically just being associated with women at all was kind of like precarious at the time, right? So I kind of feel like, yeah, he was as much of a monk as I am. Can he get to that place of meditation? Sure. Was he connected to God? Yeah. Did he have higher powers that he prayed to and keep himself in a state of peace most of the time? Sure. But did he live like a monk? Absolutely fucking not. He was not up in the Himalayas. He was not in the Tibetan temples. He was not Buddhist. He was so radical. You know? That's the new song, by the way, if you haven't already heard the new track. I got a few new tracks actually. I'll just link you to the music page. You can listen to all of my music, and it's pretty great. Actually, that's not the music page, it's the home page, which doesn't look good right now because it's made on a fucking desktop and doesn't translate well at this current moment to a mobile because I don't know. I gotta figure it out. But the music page looks pretty good. That's cool. Like, I totally get maybe he was a Buddhist, but also, once more, he was hanging out with 50% of the disciples and then other crazy stuff going on. I don't think he was just like, well-tempered person. He was also most likely an Aries. Hiccup. We're fighting. Okay. Um, I feel like I felt my iron pills that I took hours ago in my chest. Peace bone got found in a dinosaur wing. There's something all over, and the news is slowly shrinking. It was a jugular's vein in a jugular's girl. And there was something about leaking the most interesting color. And there's something I'm waiting for myself to get calm. And the reptiles and pelicans. And something about fishermen. The other side of takeout is mildew on rice, and an obsession with the past and a good time. And a few things are related to the old time. And we can't believe the magic and the good vibes. Something. Because he was probably boring, but he probably gave up Buddhism, if anything. I don't know why Peacebone came to mind. Maybe somebody should hear that song. It's a good time, good time. The lyrics are very goofy, so some of it I was fudging, but a lot of it is as goofy as it sounded. The music video is pretty fucking weird. My best friend was not a fan of this one. She was pretty funny about it. She was like, "La, what the fuck?" I'm like, yeah, I know, too much. Animal Collective is really a beautiful band. I mean, the stuff they make, it's good for when you're like doing whatever you gotta do to party, but it's really, I listened to it sober before anything. You know, I was like 14 years old and getting hit on by some fucking super senior in high school. And he gave me Feels 2006. So it's like a lifelong love. It was like years before I tried any kind of psychedelics or anything like that. So, was I being groomed? Maybe, but it brought me closer to Nico, you know? Because he's also the one who told me about Nico. I think that's so fucking gross and ironic, because that's her whole life story. And I wanted to be like her in high school, and here we are, morning glory. That's so funny. This is not funny. It's not funny how it is. I'm not even doing tarot right now, but I appreciate it. It's kind of like get to know me hour. Nobody's really asking much, and I've just been divulging like probably too much information for no reason other than somebody else's good health. And the dogs were barking, and the monkeys clapping, and girls were getting lost. What song is that? It's Golfo Bordello, but I can't think of what. Dogs were barking? Yeah, dogs were barking. Guess we're lurking. Yeah. Sending like random music on stream because it's just like such a weird energy. Like I really catered to the fucking lurkers tonight for once, because usually I'm like, ignore them, everyone, or I just cuss them out or blah blah blah. Talk to me, and then I sit back and I'm like, okay, I kind of am a little intimidating. I get why not everyone likes Sookie Stackhouse. Okay, we've read this series before. No spoilers, but come on, man. I held her by the hair, I held her by the ass. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. She was a crazy dancer. I like this song. I was looking for it the whole time I was singing. Sometimes the whole point is to help somebody else and not yourself, right? Because, you know, it's very possible that it's going to remain true for the rest of my life, that everyone who meets me finds their path in life, and everyone who loves me finds their love in life, right? That seems to ring truer and truer as time goes on, and I love that for everyone. You know? But I guess that's an irrational fear to feel my time will never come either. But I wish everyone the best and everyone well. Wishes always. Cheers. Little darling, it seems like it's been years since you've been here. Little darling, I don't know the words to that one either, but I just heard it. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I said it's alright. That's very cute. I'm hearing there is no other competition you'd want to be a part of. That's kind of what I'm hearing. I don't know what that's about. But I kind of get that. Chatters have dwindled off. Like there's one tonight. Not too many of you, right? Wrong. There's one device. Crazy. I know. Very insightful though, yeah. Yep. It's just all about the approach, right? Because I will come to you in the way you ask me to, but you'll ask in the way you want, not the way you need, right? Most people have to experience all forms of me. You know, you meet me via Illuminati, here we go. But then you kind of peel back that layer and you see, oh, it's Lolly, actually. Yo. Okay, and then you peel back that layer and it's, oh, this is Shaman La you're talking about. And you peel back that layer and it's just La. And that's so happy. Just one note. La. Just like a om or a hum or a hum. That's my center, and the reason it's so much higher it resonates, it's because I have found the frequency of love, and I know how to be at it at all times. And part of understanding the frequency of love is understanding that heartbreak is the same measurement, right? It's the same frequency, it's the same hertz, it feels the same intensity. It's like seeing the opposites above you. Because if you're in a low vibration and you never experience love, then heartbreak is not essential and also untelling. And if you operate from the frequency of love, then you basically feel heartbreak as though it's happening. And you can embrace it and feel it and even cry about it and do something about it and want to change the outcome. But you also never actually leave the frequency of love, which is why your reaction to heartbreak is so different than ours as artists or whatever. Because it's the frequency of love. But then you see different artists who's in low vibrations will make a love song or a heartbreak song that's very petty and and whatever. But it's like you have to maybe really test someone, okay, right? Okay. To get that. So, okay. Okay. So you're saying you've discussed the layers you go by, the names you go by, the characters, if you will, until you get to your resonating note of La. But what about all the other layers on top of that? What about the layers you're not talking about? What about the other ways people address you, or the other ways people have known you, or the other things you've been? Sure. If you put on a layer, right? If we start with La, and then we have Shaman La, and then we have Lolly Page, and then we have Illuminati Mystics. Then we also have Shaolin Law. Oh, you like that one? Shaolin Law on the track. Okay. What's with the butt? Oh, yeah. We know. Hi. Cutie Pie. Shaolin Law. That's because Wu-Tang and like being a fake monk, right? Kind of like as monk as Jesus. As monk as Jesus, bro. Good. Me too. That's why I call you Dink instead of Cassie, to be honest with you. Yeah, so I don't know. We've just been talking random. There's some lurkers that have been trying to fucking figure out what's going on with me, what's wrong with me, or how my powers work, or some shit like that. And I'm like letting them learn because I think it's for a good cause. I think it's for a good cause. If it is indicating me anything, it's for a good cause. That these people are getting to know me in this way because they are too afraid to talk. I get that because it's very overwhelming and intimidating. It's a lot, but that's why I try to warn people before they get involved with me. Like, yo, it is what it is. Once you start, you cannot stop until you get your lessons and you change, or you don't and live your faith the way it's meant to be without any help from me. Okay, then. That good enough for you? Pretty fucking funny. So you can put up more layers. Shaolin Law. Put up another layer. That's your freaky bee. Put up another layer. That was Yoshimi Brain. Put up another layer. That was Lolly Jane. Put up another layer. I probably won't even, maybe Cheshire, Alice. Go back. Put up all these layers, right? And people want to say, well, what about that layer over there? And it's like, listen, if I already dropped a layer, let it be there. Let it be gone. Let it be dropped. Let it be unknown. If I tell you I've met my core, not everyone has. Not everybody peels their layers back, And you don't necessarily have to keep going and to learn about yourself. You can keep up your facades. You don't have to evolve, right? You don't have to learn about your higher beings or your inner beings or however you see it. But I personally did. I went down the spiritual path. It's what makes me the guide and the guidance. Yes? That's why I've got the stream going and you're listening like, oh my God, so intently because you cannot believe. Right. The craziest thing. The craziest thing is knowing me at all. The craziest thing is knowing me at all. That's why being truthful is very important. I've peeled back many of my layers so I can see some of yours, Peel them back. Maybe. I think a lot of people are on the same wave right now. Don't know what's going on in the planets that got people acting out in different ways for different reasons and different things. But, what are you gonna do? Gotta let people choose. If it's good enough for me, then it's good enough for you. Oh, there's no way Dom is here or just came back. When I thought about the Beatles thing, I was gonna talk about that. Well, what do you mean? We all have cysts. Sis. All the cysts have cysts, sis. We all cysts have cysts. Sis. So it's a cyst that didn't pop. Probably. Yeah, isn't that hilarious? Isn't that a great sentence? What is this? Somebody on their belly right here? You got a tattoo or something? Oh, a dog scratched the belly. What is this? It has not itched. I have not scratched this spot at all. Since starting this stream, I got tickles and chills all up and down my spine and stuff, right? It's in my head. Is somebody crying? Thank you. Sister. That's a good one. Sister. Oh my god. Oh, a Seinfeld male at birth. Hey, sister. Wow. Queen Doll. Thanks for the follow. Very cool. Sorry, y'all. I'm packing a bowl and not even doing tarot anyways. We've kind of been catering to the lurkers tonight for once in my life. Usually I'm like, to the lurkers, But tonight I'm like, fuck it. If you got something you gotta know, you gotta know. You can't talk to me about it. I get that. Let's flow. Let's fucking rap. Let's do it. Okay. That's cool. And my energy is, in fact, contagious because you feel so much better and wiser, smarter, lighter. And that's good enough for you, right? Okay, so is it approved? I hope so. Oh. Cool. Whatever that is, whatever that means. Okay, because if it's important to him, it's important to me. I met someone. Okay, wait. Let's fix down here. We've got Aquarius. Except I think there's only two. No, there's three. Okay, so I met someone who said that, I was trying to explain, like, I work strange hours, I work weird jobs, inconsistent income, because sometimes if I have to take time off or take breaks, it's like a loss for me, right? It's the nature of a business, especially one that is so temperament as this, tarot. And temperament for me, all the other things that I do for money, which you can find more kind of like stuff in the link tree and even on my website if you become a member, right? So shouldn't be. So, met someone who was like, oh, I don't care what you do. It doesn't matter to me. You could do anything, and it just wouldn't make a difference. You don't even have to work. I wouldn't judge you either way. And at first I thought, wow, that's pretty sweet. That's acceptance right there. That's really somebody who's open-minded. And I like that a lot. Yeah? Okay. And then, as I got to know them, I realized, you kind of have to care about my job. Oops, forgot to, not that I forgot to tell you, didn't emphasize enough what the job is, this stuff, because it's implicative. You wake up knowing, you fall asleep knowing, you go throughout the day knowing. It's kind of hard, you know? Not for the faint of heart, by any means, no. But it is your connection to me that grows. Yes, it's not like I can do this to anyone and everyone all the time. It's you're consenting on the stream, or you've connected with me in some way, shape, or form. Where I'm on your mind, or you're talking about me, right? So it's a lot of insight. And sometimes if I don't really care who's thinking of me, it'll come in different ways, or it'll be different energies, and I don't sit and solve them. But the really strong ones will sit until I solve them, and it's annoying. Okay. Besides the ringing in the ears are the most obvious tell. It's this energy that sits here where I'm like, well, can't do much about that one except let it move through. Just thoughts in passing, I suppose. Ships in the night as it goes. What are you gonna do? Forever is long, and there's an infinite tomorrow. Because that's pretty on point to the truth. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to the lurkers. Cheers to the lurkers. Cheers to you, King. The best part about being an artist is being able to work with any medium and being able to work with any mood, truly. Truly. Any medium, any mood. Any medium, any mood. I love that about art and being an artist. And I think it was a very craftful choice for me to never dedicate myself to one form of media or one mode of art, because I'd much rather be jack of all trades. Like, I can honestly say I'm glad I didn't stick to one thing. I'm glad I can pick up writing, I can pick up painting, I can pick up physically forming something, I can pick up kind of like anything and energy, and it's great. Songwriting, singing, rapping, tapping, painting. Have y'all seen the platforms lately? I haven't updated them since the last time I showed the stream. But I could show you them right now if you want to see. Because who is that? Energy. Someone's like, how the hell did you know what I was seeing? No way. Was somebody really trying to see the platforms? Okay. The lurkers are winning tonight. The lurkers are winning tonight. Okay. I always start with this one because I feel like this is how the story kind of starts. And then whatever, but I'm not committed to anything. Ooh. I just added this. I thought it was kind of a cool touch, but it was almost like, it looks like the lighting in here, which is kind of cool effect, and that's exactly what I was going for. And these drips. Oh, the drips. They are. Oh, that's good. Very good. Okay. So those. Yes, they're looking really good. They're looking good. I think they're like. I fucked up her dress. My brush had more pink than yellow on it, and I fucked up her dress, so I probably should repaint her dress. And then there is something I must confess. I really do detest the way that you don't even guess whether or not anybody else has ever thought that they should be doing. Why do you hate that? Because it's damn well known. So there's a few other details on there that I want to refine. And then the top part, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, because I went with the route of like not cleaning them before painting them. And I thought, well, I can at least paint the top of them, but then I was like, I'll have to seal the bottom if I do that. And then I'm like, that's going to take too long, because I don't even know how I'm going to seal them yet. So the shoes are just really dirty. Like, point blank to the period. They're very dirty, and I'm not going to clean them. You can't even tell. That's where the shoelace, yeah. Like, that is just, like, dirt. But this is all just got dirt underneath it. I was like, I'll just work it into the, like, it's the fucking Yoshimi shoes, dude. They're fucking, they got destroyed in fucking robots in them and stuff. Like, yeah, honor the fucking battle scars, I guess. I don't know. Dope. So I kind of gotta commit to like painting all this fucking dirty shit now. And I haven't really decided if I'll just go with the same color scheme. It's probably the pan color schemes. Probably do this turquoise. I didn't even think of it till right now. So maybe somebody else thought of it. I don't know. Do this yellow. Keep this pink because it looks pretty clean. Blue-ish. Maybe clean this up. Blue again. Yellow. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, love that. And then these we'll see, because this is Schmutz. What is that? Perfect. Thank you for the energy. Whoever's idea that was. My own, I guess. My own, I guess. If you would like to stay in the shadows, then you may, yes. Okay. I think we're alone now. And there's no one else around. I think we're alone now. There's definitely lurkers, but it's just us chatting for sure. I kind of like didn't care about that song until I watched The Umbrella Academy. Because that's a great show. I love that show on Netflix. Probably one of the only shows of Netflix originals that I actually like. That's Sex Education. Can't think of anything else that I like absolutely adore that Netflix made. There could be some other things I just can't think of right now, but no, Stranger Things does not make that list. Season 3 of Stranger Things was that list, but the whole series as a whole, absolutely not. I'm feeling like an embarrassed energy, heart racing, absolutely knowing. Confrontation is everything. It's the key is how you approach these things. Gently, with honesty, with restraint, with resolve, with patience, with kindness, with totality, rather than say, this probably won't go over well, so I won't do it. You're docking years off your own life, kid. That ain't nobody's fault but your own. That ain't nobody's fault but your own. You probably get one warning. It's from Rent. Or it's the tango marine. And when they break for the actual, that's the tango sound, or the tango song, right? But I know it from Rent. It's not exclusive to Rent. They just throw the tango in there. I don't know what song that would be. Takes two to tango. You should try it in heels. She got a little too real. Your responsibility is not to mankind, but as a man, to represent your kind, and to act in kindness, and to be as kind of a being as possible, and to kind of say, hey, I need to better myself for the betterment of me, and therefore it will be the betterment of all mankind and everything around me. But at the core, yes, I should better myself. I should not say I am infallible and impervious to being flawed because in my subjective opinion I'm perfect, right? We can't think that way. Or we never recognize where we lack growth, where we need evolution, and where we're kind of counting on ourselves to be like, okay, I can get through this lesson. I can stop this pattern. I can break this cycle. I can see where it's coming from. I can recognize the real villain in the story. Okay, choose your villain carefully, because realistically, the only true villains we have in any story is the ones we come from, right? Where we come from. The ones who had us first, yes. Okay, those are the worst. So whatever you're realizing in your life now, whatever's materializing in your life now, take that as your warning, okay? Morning glory. Okay, morning glory. Think about that. Let me clear my throat. Oh, 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 oh. Let me clear my throat. I don't know any other words to that song. This is like I'm getting that. Like, better speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm only joking. I do mean speak. You ain't gonna have peace either way, is the thing. So you might as well say it. Speak up. Speak your mind. Speak your feelings. Stop bottling things, because that's how you get bottle rockets. You know what I mean? Pew, pew, pew. What's that about? Well, it's you. Hello. Okay? Because otherwise, I'm pretty chill. I'm still Shaman La underneath it all. I'm a Om La home and home, home and home, 'cause I'm long. That's me. Okay? Ethereal being, sitting in center, presenting a stage, being in tune with my very body, understanding my every hormonal rage, every shifting wave within me, around me. Okay? Because I'm a natural. Because I got such good energy. Because I am the most amazing. And what are you, conniving, thieving? Better speak quickly. Think about that, yes? Look at the clutching of the pearls, the clutching of the pearls, the clutching of the pearls. What will people think? What will people say? What will people... Oh my goodness. Maybe I didn't really think this through. Yes? Is that how you're feeling in your chest? You'll be okay. But if you still need something, that's okay. Also. Make peace within your heart. Make room, make space for the way of the world. Will teach you a lot of things that you can't get from school or any kind of education. It's got to come from within and your surroundings and the connections that you get. Okay. And to be understanding and say, hey, well, if you figure out why you like that, I guess I can understand why you would do that if you understand not what an excuse, but for your reason. Because excuses get you nowhere. Excuses are, well, I did this because you did that, or, well, I did this because they did that, or I did that because I did that. I'm like this, and you're like this, and I'm like this, and you're like this, and I'm like this, and you're like this. We tigers, woo, woo, woo. Woo. Okay. Animal Collective again. That's why it's so romantic, isn't it? Everybody's loving, everybody's loving, everybody's loving, everybody's loving, everybody's loving, everybody's loving. Tiger, 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 tiger. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's a great song. Kind of depends. Can you recognize this as a failing, or do you see it as a personality trait? And if it's been a personality trait, do you see why you're being stopped in your tracks with a bit of a taste of your own medicine? To say, hey, do you got this? Because you don't, do you? Yes, no, maybe so. That depends. Do you present with excuses or do you present with reason? If you have a reason, you're not excusing the behavior, you're recognizing why it's happening. Okay. So, if you kind of take the approach of, I'm going to say, well, it was my right to do it and I should have done it and I can do it, so why not do it? Rather than the fact that I do that is kind of fucked up. Okay, the fact that I would do that is fucked up. That's, what's my reason? It's probably some childhood wound. Probably some nurturing relationship in my life going haywire. Probably some villain that I don't recognize in my story that's been there way longer than I realized because this has been me for so long and no one's ever corrected me because I never knew I was wrong. My reason is that I ignored the problem. We'll see. Come at it honestly. How fucked up can you be? Fucked up thing is to do nothing. When it's all in you and it's every right for you to choose to do the right thing. Haven't you ever seen that Spike Lee movie? Oh, I go so hard. I go so hard. I go so hard. I go so hard. Don't get in this paint. Okay? Don't get in the paint if you don't want to go hard. Okay? Sometimes it's nature, sometimes it's nurture. Sometimes, despite your best nature, someone has already done their worst nurture. So sometimes, if there is a good nature, all you need is a good nurture. It's kind of that simple. But you have to recognize that what you get is what you give at the end of the day. And if you don't choose to give to what you get from, then what gets you is going to take forever. And seldom will you ever feel full. That is the laws of the universe and karma in general. So, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. Get to stepping, get to talking, get to do. Hear the song. Instead of being bold about it, the captain's being cold. Deep contemplations this evening. We got 3 minutes until we gotta roll the ads, so I'm going to do that. This has been a fun stream. It kind of started out very giggly and very like smiley and confusing and just kind of a lot going on and nothing really. And then it got very deep and intellectual for a moment there, more than a moment. Felt very raw for me, very vulnerable, really telling of my energy and saying this and that. And that's not to make myself be so known that people think I'm an easy target. Because here's the thing, this is what I was saying. If me using my words meant 12 years later I was getting trolled on stream, right? And I say, oh, somebody got a electric little pulse here, right? Okay, so hold on tight, sweaty. If that's the consequences, then it's very powerful if I do have to drop an X, right? If I do have to say, okay, right? They meant that very metaphorically, obviously, and you didn't think of it till after, so I see how that would be even more scary, more creepy. Continue. If I do have to do something, it will be because somebody has tried me, struck first, did their worst, in order for me to even react. Okay? It has to be an ongoing thing. I ignore a lot, I block out a lot, but once it makes itself known, it can no longer hide. Okay? Um, so dumb, perhaps. So dumb, perhaps. But hey, that's on that. Lying always catches up to people in the funniest ways, don't they? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so why do you back away at these things? You know, there's excuses of because I want to, because I can, super ego, and then there's the ego dealing with consciousness, the reason. Oh, because at one point in my life this happened, or because this is Okay, so think about it. We can think about it. But for now, the longer you sit in silence, the longer you be dishonest, the longer you think, oh, I can just leave this, the worse and worse and worse things will continue to get. And that's out of my hands because I do nothing. That's what makes me powerful. Because then when people wrong me, it's like, oh, I didn't even react, but that's going to reflect pretty badly on you. I gotta stay in this position. Oh, you just sent something. Hi. To me, it's going straight back to you because I don't do nothing. I don't cast to nobody. Unless you come at me so many goddamn times that I shift my arm, right? Well, now you're going to have to pay for that one. I'm strong and I can hold this for a long, long time. Gotta roll the ads. Be right back. 3 minutes. Okay. So what's going on and what's on y'all's mind so heavy? What's happening? Who's here? Who's with me? Um, um, I was just thinking about someone. I don't know why. I just sat down and was like, what's on everybody's minds? And then I just thought of something. I was like, this seems random unless it's not random. Something about a Mercedes. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime. No help from my friends. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Y'all want another verse? What's good? What is the next one? Oh Lord, won't you buy me a night on the town? I'm counting on you, Lord. Please don't let me down. Prove you love me and buy me next round. So, oh Lord, won't you buy me a night on the town? Everybody, oh Lord, won't you buy me? You know, I think that was the last verse of Mercedes Benz. R.I.P. Janice, my friends all drive horses. What up, bro? I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. So, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? 222. Janice, Janice, Janice. Okay, that'll be the next cover, maybe. 2222222. I've always wanted to cover that song. I always used to think if I could sing that song, I could really sing. For some reason, that was my measurement of it, and it was like I don't even know if that's a good measurement, right? Homegirl convinced me to be a teen smoker for way too long, into my 20s even. Proud to say I never really smoked cigarettes. I had a few recently, a couple months ago at this point. And it doesn't bother me to just stop doing it either, you know? Sometimes if it's in front of me too much, I will partake, but then I'll get cloves, which I smoke so slow that it's hardly worth it, so I know better, yeah? Um, but, reasons to believe, reasons to believe, reasons to believe. It's funny. Who cares, really? Something with your energy, you know, requires healing. But per your departure, going flight or something. Quick words. And what this does what it does. Let it resonate with you. Um, there's some stuff I was thinking, and then I was like, it just doesn't feel like the appropriate channel to be saying stuff about certain topics in relation to maybe like magic, but also like regular human rituals that we do. It's like, again, like looking at Catholicism and recognizing that it's more akin to Wicca than other forms of Christianity. Like, strictly based on wine alone. It's very uncanny to see in Christians even drinking, let alone in church. It's very weird to have that sacrament. Very Wiccan. So, very, very even satanic, if you will. So, it's just one of those things. Everyone is kind of like got mistakes or flaws or wounds or whatever. It's not like someone is targeting you specifically or God targets you specifically and says only you have this. It's like because everyone does, you also are included. And you get sat down and you have to realize these things eventually and when you're ready to. Yeah. Because sometimes people seek revenge in their own ways and they'll learn the way they learn, and they will learn today. I try to just sit back and have no reference. But, tricky situations, huh? Tricky situations, huh? Interesting. There's 5 of you here. I feel like the energy is very quiet. It's very quiet, very quiet, very quiet. Very, very, very quiet. Why? So quiet. 'Cause the lies catch up to you. That much is true. I think this is like the second bowl I've packed on stream, which is kind of like a rarity. I've been having a bit of anxiety, maybe feeling like so intuitive lately that it's almost like rude energy coming from me. I feel like, again, it's quiet on the stream. So there was a lot of chatter, a lot of questions, a lot of, okay, there's something in my mouth.